Alright, we back? Is it working now? Alright. You fell asleep in the call. You swear you left? I swear you didn't. Okay, you hear me? Good. Alright. So, we can finally finish that side quest that has taken me, like, 4 days. So we can finally finish that. Yay. And so that should work out just fine. Which means we gotta take one trip to Facade, and then we are gonna beat this first bit of the game. Well, technically get the first ending. Which will make no fucking sense to you, Chesh, because... Well, actually, it'll make a lot of fucking sense. You won't really understand a whole lot of the foreshadowing, but... because you haven't been here for most of the story, but... You woke up to my DM. I don't think you'll understand a whole lot of the foreshadowing because you haven't been here for a whole lot of the story, but you should understand the ending and what's going on. Because it has been foreshadowing pretty much everything the entire game. It's just the ending's pretty fucking nonsensical if you aren't like super in tune with the story usually, but judging by that judging by the fact that you're a Shimagami Tensei fan, you should understand it. It's not like this is more complex or anything. So, yeah, you should get it.
Got your seat. I look forward to seeing your desert flowers.
Only got 10,000 for all that fucking time. I hate it. Alright. Let's see if she's got another task for me. It better not be more flowers, because if it is, I'm gonna be pissed. And I'll wait to do that until next playthrough, if it is more flowers. I mean, if it's a different kind of moonflower, it should be fine, because I have, like, tons of pretty much almost every type. But... it doesn't seem like she's got anything for me. Alright. We'll go back to the village, check with Devil, see if she's got anything for us. And then, really quickly, not options, dice. Quests. Oh, we got 100% quest completion. Okay, we're good. We got everything! Fuck! It only took how long? How much time is this? I'm gonna also factor in how much time I spent. I'll say it took around 60 hours because for her quest I had to spend a lot of time off of stream, like cultivating flowers. And that you require real-time stuff on. So it took me around 30 or 40 hours to get all that. Like, not in-game time, 30 or 40 hours, but like 30 or 40 hours fucking waiting for it. Which I'm counting that time because that's bullshit and is not how a game should have its fucking flower system. There's a fucking reason I do not play Animal Crossing. There is a reason I don't play Animal Crossing. And that's it. I don't like having to wait real time for my shit to happen. Ah, you fucking... God damn it.
Oh, there.
Yeah, I know. Alright. Time to, go finish the game for real this time. We're not just gonna tease it. This time we're actually gonna do it. Vice is spitting on them. He's like, "Puh, you fucking casuals." Devil Queen. Every time I like hear the word Shadow Lord, I cringe a little. I'm like, that is very cringy. Like, it's a very cringy name in my opinion. I'm like, Shadow Lord does not sound cool, it just sounds goofy. It's like, you will not disturb the Shadow Lord. And I'm like, but I would like to disturb the Shadow Lord. The Shadow Lord's name disturbs me very much. The ladder climbs, yep. It's Square Enix. Square Enix has to do that. Movie called The Gamers. Lyrics. As cringe as possible. Okay. I was playing Drakengard 3 earlier, and since it's on PlayStation 3, the control scheme is a little different. Oh, he's already dead. Okay. Snow herb. Anything cool over here? Nope. Okay. That was disappointingly easy. Okay, we didn't fall off this time. Yep, that's all of them? Okie dokie. Nope, I thought that was a box. Actually, I'm just gonna move you over here, honestly. Alrighty. Here we go. Who's ready for the end of the game? Well, the first ending of the game.
It's the Popola. Devil.
Hey, this is a very dangerous place. Even if you can find Yona here, you probably can't get her out.
How did you get here?
Shh. We're asking the questions right now.
We're here to rescue Yona.
No dice, huh? Well, I guess we don't have a choice then. No, I suppose not. How sad. We didn't want to fight you. We really didn't want to.
Devil, what's happening?
Sorry, but this fate was predetermined. Still, we spoke to truth. We really wanted to avoid this if possible. We were hoping to put it off for 100 years or so, until the next generation came along.
What are you talking about?
Are they shades?
I don't think so.
It's a lie. I don't believe it.
We never thought you'd grow to be this powerful.
This is madness. Why do you block our path?
You have no cause to speak so with us, Grimoire Weiss. You are a traitor.
What now? They copied my powers.
Shit on a shingle. They can use the sealed verses.
Of course we can. The power came from us in the first place. You were simply loaned a small portion of it.
Vice! Are you alright?
Devil, Popola, why are you guys doing it? Why are you siding with the Shades?
Here for tragedy and depression. Alright.
Why?
The answer to every riddle lies within the heart of the Shadow Lord.
The Shadow Lord? So you've been on his side this whole time?
You must search for that answer yourself. You've got to face your own truth now. Please, enter the Shadow Lord's castle.
Devila and Popola are fighting us.
Yes, they do seem to be putting us through a great deal of...
You okay, Vice?
How odd. For long years, my mind and tongue have been my greatest assets. But now the latter seems to be... Help.
Vice?
Do not look at me like that. I am Grimoire Weiss. I am perfectly...
I don't
I
think
hear a
Grimoire
waltz.
Weiss is perfectly fine. Here we go.
certainly is a grand affair.
Bunch of dancing bastards.
They're all shades.
I think we're locked in!
It's not like I was planning to leave.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that.
Damn it! They won't stop coming!
I'll open the next door. Cover me!
Oh, how I do love a good
Parts!
Oh, right. Protect the hussy, yes? Good plan. Let's go.
Protect Kaine for us!
Come on! Come on!
Kaine! Hurry!
It's not open yet?
Do I look like a goddamn locksmith to you?
No, you idiot. What are you doing?
Lock doesn't want to open? Fine. I'll just break it down.
Stop, you impatient fool.
Well, how's it
No
going,
good
Mushroom
bullshit
King?
Bastard! Open the fuck up already! Ugh! Got it.
Kaine!
Has
Look
been a
out!
while. Uh-oh. Oh, it's going well.
Are they laughing? These things are freaking me out! Kaine! What's wrong?
We need to help Kaine!
You okay?
Yeah, but we got problems.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Really long while ago. Oh, it's this boorish bastard. Can I still roll through him, I wonder?
We don't need
Yep.
forgiveness, asshole.
Kaine? Damn shit.
Oh dear.
This thing?
Oh, oh no!
I can't stop now. Damn it.
Stay focused, Kaine. Don't fall victim to such distractions.
Come on! We have to keep going!
Let's go.
This way! Move!
Alright. Read the title. It's NieR Replicant.
Up here!
I need to grab stuff first. Give me a second.
How can we deal with this thing?
Please, hurry!
Which one to start on? Always going to be DS1.
Damn it, I can't get it open.
Unless, of course, you're just in it for the bosses and the music, then DS3.
Attack incoming!
The entrance is locked too!
It seems we are in a bit of a predicament.
You can say you wanted to. Oh my god. The music does slap. Dun dun dun.
Kasa, Teido to, Chi iru to te.
Alright.
あら、ペルアとシデン、シ、ウセキヨン、イラ、コ、ク。
いや、で、
What are you doing here?
サルリとシータとカイザムとキロだろ。
You are correct.
いや、アラトテ三世隊。
ワリトテトロス、カンカシチンデ。But
あら、ペルアと。
そんな来てキリゴイタリ。
アフィア、トサチチサタと、トネルタ、カイザムチと。
ランゼー、ゲラー。
え、タッカー、奇跡をあ。
Hey, stop! Let me go! Stop it! Damn it! King, no!
ギ、後で、アリクラーサ。アゴ。
No! Open the door! You can't fight that thing on your own!
タラ、ユクク、オタオキ、アルタ、ユート。クルト、コ、チ、イル。 勝て、ケイタルイトエチケロアルテリアだせ。
ギウジ
各石技師
心中枯れるた海山テラス
なんだ荒立てウラーヌペルアとチ
ウラーヌカリバルトトチOpen the damn door!
Knock it off already. Let's go.
Kaine.
He's fighting for you. And for Fira. Don't let him die for nothing.
My friend.
Get that kid out of the battlefield. Emil's a kid and he's in the battlefield. Actually, he's like 200 years old. But still, point still stands. Speaking of Emil.
Devila. Popola.
Oh, you got into COD? And you've been playing Bloodborne for 2 years. You're playing it all the time? You have a crush on Devila. Devila's best girl. Aside from A2 in Automata, of course.
Oh, look. You made it. We've been waiting for so long.
Why are you doing this?
It began 1,300 years ago. Humanity, finding itself on the brink of extinction, undertook a last-ditch rescue plan called Project Gestalt.
Gestalt?
Do you still not remember, Grimoire Weiss? Then let's give you a refresher.
Weiss! My mind. I remember. Devila. Popola. You are not human. In fact. Oh no.
Single 5-second cutscene of her. Lives in your head rent free.
Yeah, sometimes the truth can be a real bitch. You want to finish that thought for him, sister? All of us, every person standing in this room, are mere shells created by the true humans.
What are you saying?
You still don't get it? You aren't human.
So then humans, I mean, the true humans, are extinct?
No. They still live on. You know them as shades. Each shade is a twisted remnant of what was once a human being.
Crazy, huh? Now let's skip the part where you stand there with your mouths agape and just get down to business.
Wait.
Sorry, but we're gonna be needing that shell of yours. The rightful owner has been waiting for a very long time. Please don't be angry with us. We are only doing our duty. Our endless existences have a single purpose: to control the lives of others in accordance with the will of the true humans. You have your own motives, your own desires. And we have ours. I fear it really is just that simple.
Don't speak such foolishness.
Sorry. You and us, we're the same. Tools in the hands of a master.
No! I'm nothing like you!
There's so much stuff that I probably just skipped over of them talking.
Devila! Popola, are you crying? No! Don't die! You know, Popola, I understand now why we're twins. It's because we were born without souls. Devila, I can't stop the bleeding. Oh God, I can't stop it. This world is too lonely for one without a soul. There's too much emptiness. Our souls are missing. And yet somehow our tears still work. It's kind of weird. Sorry, sis. I love you. Devila! Devila! Don't you go! No, I can't be alone! Devila!
Popola. Let's stop this now.
Stop? Stop? Now you want to stop? You think you have the luxury to stop? You cut down my sister like a goddamn animal and now you want to stop? Popola, wait! It doesn't have to. No one stops! It's way too late to stop! No one stops!
Please, don't do this, Popola! You and Devila were like parents to me!
Those two have watched the world together for time immemorial. Coolness of such a fate is difficult to imagine.
I don't want to do this! I don't want to fight her!
Stop bitching and start fighting! It's the only way!
Yep, have a good one, Mushroom.
No stopping. No stopping ever!
The bridge!
Blast! We're trapped.
I've got an idea.
I fear we're done for.
It'll be all right. You know, when I was young, I hated my eyes. And now that I'm older, I hate what my body has become. But there's something else there now. something like pride, you know? I mean, without all this, I couldn't have become your friend. Goodbye, my friends. Thank you for everything.
Emil!
For so long, all I could do was destroy. But now, I have a chance to save something.
No!
Now get going, okay?
Emil!
Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine.
Emil! Emil!
Emil! You jackass, get back here!
Oh dear. Kaine's so unstable, and Vice can't stop arguing with people. I hope they can hold it together once I'm gone. Well, I guess they'll just have to learn. I want to see you again. I want to see all of you again. Just one more time. I'm scared. I don't want to die.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What do you mean, here comes the ass whooping? I don't think I'll get my ass whooped. I think I'll do just fine. And I just whooped your ass. Oh. I don't know, I feel like NieR kind of let her whoop his ass because he felt like he deserved it. And let's be honest, he kind of does. Who wouldn't? Now this is my favorite soundtrack in the entire game. Like, this is the most just epic soundtrack in my opinion. Like, it's epic and sad at the same time.
Fiona! This ends here.
Strike hard. Hold nothing back.
How can a mere tool hope to stand against the Shadow Lord?
Don't speak in such a manner, fool. I am nothing like you.
Be careful!
I know.
Yep.
Vice, you alright?
Naturally, I am as fit as a fiddle.
Tragedy, triumph, depression, hope, all together. Yep.
Wait.
brother.
Yona. Huh?
Please, just stop. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't need someone else's body. I don't want it. There's another girl inside this body. I can hear her. She won't stop crying. She says she wants to see her brother.
Yona's been possessed?
This girl loves her brother too, just as much as I do. It's not right, you know? It's not right that she can't see him. It's you, isn't it?
Yes, it's me. Let's go home.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what to... I'm so very sorry. No matter what. Just know that... I love you.
Hurry. The shade that possessed her is gone.
Exclamation point version. Is that a question?
You want me to understand your sadness? Think I'm gonna sympathize with you? I swore to protect my sister and my friends. If someone puts them in danger, they must stand aside or be cut down. Now come on! Let's finish this! Vice, what's wrong?
You're freaking me out here, Vice.
What are you doing? Not so. Just do it. Strike the killing blow. One moment, please.
You okay?
Fine, just fine. All right, no, I'm not.
Vice.
It seems some headstrong idiot has decided to push me beyond my limits. I should have taken that job as a cookbook when I had the chance.
Vice. Sorry. Sorry.
Only joking. I hate cookbooks.
But...
Let's go. Out of the way. I have one final task to fulfill.
Where are you going?
Why, to stop him, of course. But after that, it's up to you. Only you can see this battle to its conclusion. I wish you luck, my friend.
You can't. I swore I'd always fight by your side.
You are an exceedingly stubborn lad. You know that, yes? Perhaps that's why I've so enjoyed our time together. But I fear this is where our journey ends.
Vice!
Oh, and remember what I told you about using my full name? Well, forget it. I've grown rather fond of Vice.
Vice. I knew you'd come around.
Don't let it go to your head now.
The music.
I have something to defend. I have a reason to live. Shadowland.
This was their entire room. And the only spot with any sort of comfort or livelihood was Yuna's spot. I just find that kind of sad.
Is Yona all right? Oh, God, no.
Oh, please, the girl is fine.
Vice? Where are you? Are you okay?
I am as well as can be, considering I have lost my physical form. Doubtless my voice will be the next to go, so listen closely. Your sister is safe. Do not mourn her, and do not give up hope. Instead, you must call her back to you.
How?
Use your memories. Recall the times you spent with her. Present her with proof that the two of you live still, and that your lives have meaning.
Yeah. But nonetheless, they were shades, so they had to keep curtains there the whole time, which is why she walked into the sun to, yeah.
I don't know.
Typical. But take heart. I know you can do it.
What's my favorite food? Cookies. What's my favorite book? That's my magic storybook. What's my favorite place? Home with you. What's my favorite flower? The lunar tear, of course. Okay, one more question. Who do I love more than anyone? Is that you?
Yona.
Is this my body?
Yes, Yona. It's yours and yours alone.
You look bigger than before. Like you've grown up.
Well, yeah. I guess you haven't seen me for a while.
Have I been asleep this whole time?
Something like that.
It's almost like I'm a princess from some fairy tale.
Oh, Yona. I'm so happy to have you back.
Me too.
Kaine.
You and your sister, you have a good life, Kay?
Where are you gonna go?
Guess I'll...
You could stay with us, you know.
Thanks, but I'll pass. You know how it is. I got my own shit to take care of.
What do you mean?
Personal shit, alright? Anyway, take it easy, yeah?
Kaine.
Hey, look. It's beautiful. For the longest time, I heard someone telling me how they wanted to see the light. And now, they can finally see it. Thank you. I love it. It's so sunny today.
Yeah, it sure is.
And that's ending A. Alright. I will be right back. It seems like a good opportunity to use the restroom.
Strive till the phantoms are broken. Fight till the battle is done. The squadrons of night can't conquer the day, nor shadows extinguish the sun.
Alright, I'm back. Some princess from the fairy tale. Alright. Hood, you're clear after completing the game to experience Kaine's story. You can now read departed mother's diary in your home. Drobe. Added. Options menu. New outfit obtained by progressing through a departed mother's diary. Yep. Change music has been added to the game's settings. And the options screen. Menu. Okay. What are the change music options? Orbs. I don't have any. Okay, still got, yeah, all this. And credits, game settings. I'll take it it's probably in. Can only be used on the easy difficulty. Sound. Change music on. Okay, change the game's background music to tracks from NieR Automata. The SIG. Okay, we're not gonna change that. That way, Automata feels like its own thing. Tells a story and they start and ending. Doesn't plant the whole picture, I guess. What I like about it, it tells a story out of the hero's eyes. Yeah. That was... Like, all of that was how NieR sees things. Like, saw it. And, only, like, endings C and D, NieR also sees. Yep, here. Alright. Let's see if I can still read. Unless, of course, it's going to read aloud for me. If so, thank God.
Whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past. Maybe my mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway...
Kaine's dreams, discrimination. The sound of rain filled the village. This is like, I believe this is the longest of the reading segments as well. This is going to take a while. This is probably going to be like 30 to 40 minutes of reading. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from the huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly towards the wooden hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. These traits combined with a pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the break turns east, I go home. If the beak turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked, rain slowly dripping down the young one's short hair, and began its long descent to the ground. Come on. Come on. The child felt a slight breeze and watched as the vein slowly creaked to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly to the east. east. Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall all around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sound of multiple footsteps grew louder before a voice rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine! The voice belonged to Demo, worst of all the bullies in the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from a cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she couldn't make out the shape of Demo and his usual gang of idiots. The boys seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping from her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You look like the rain is getting... You like getting all wet, or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were the only eyes on her. The tormentors' parents watched from the safety of their homes as she was attuned to this sensation. This was one she had experienced many times before. While some villagers turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In a society ruled by superstition and fear, Kaine was something to be hated and, if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me, he can't hurt me, he can't hurt. Oh, look, the freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from the world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods that chose to ignore her, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's lingering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with thick fingers and yanked it upwards. She tried to turn away, but he forced her gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called one of his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give the freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home. Yeah, that's funny. That's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when the laughter of her tormentors turned into terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demos sprawl across the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my God, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the other children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. But the young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their attention wrapped onto the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke, a voice thick with rage. "Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little brats ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it." The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted back and forth. "Ow!" he screamed, leaping to his feet. "Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining. Ain't no one ever died from a scratch." "You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch. A big one. That thing could have killed me." The old woman shrugged. "That is the best cure for stupid." Demo's face twisted with rage at her words. Locking his eyes on Kaine, he took a step backwards and spat on the ground. "Get out. Leave this village. No one wants you here, either of you." Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail and ran. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked out a single laugh. "Ha! Look at the fat boy go. Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight." The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting at the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kaine," she said, "why don't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kaine, and she turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears held in check. For so long, the tears she held in check for so long finally began to fall on the muddy ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned into sobs, she felt her grandmother's hands on her shoulder. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, what was I saying there? She was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found herself unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt the crossing. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" The woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it." And as the words hit home, Kaine was struck by the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know of her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, and fought through all these things, and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Do I make you sick, Grandma?" "Of course not. Don't be an ass." Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't." "Hush," interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter, and I love you. If folks have a problem with that, they can just go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out of her placid with a wreath of dried flowers on Kaine's hair, and placed a wreath of dried flowers on Kaine's hair. To her placid. Why did I read that correctly? I'm too tired for this shit. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stem or losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. "Oh my gosh, are these lunar tears?" "These are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and yet her grandmother had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these?" "Just stumbled on them while I was out doing the shopping." The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pains she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in the construction, made Kaine's heart hurt. She reached up gently and adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. "Didn't quite turn out right," the grandmother said as she squinted at it. "These old hands have trouble with delicate work. But it sure looks good on a pretty girl like you." Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty?" "Of course you are. What a fool thing to say." "Thank you, Grandma." Her grandmother smiled. "We're gonna be fine, you and me," she said. "Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine." Kaine took her grandmother's hand in hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began a long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away on the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin in lazy circles, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. "I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough. Even if it's us against the world." Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed for home, light scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kaine's Dreams Daily Life. Alright. Goated game. Welcome in, Shinichi. How's it going? So much reading. I don't know how long that's been there, but welcome in. I hope you're doing good. Shinichi or Yukio? I don't know which one to call you by, so I'm just asking. You're a storyteller? No, I am not. I'm just trying to read this. And I'm taking a tad bit of a break because, ooh, my mouth is dry. And my brain needs a breather. Shinichi is good? Alright. I'll call you Shinichi then. Welcome in, Shinichi. How you doing? Alright. Time to get back to reading it. Just chilling for now? Nice. Glad you're doing good. Alright, back to reading. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sound of an axe striking wood. The noise had a purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was far from a work of art, as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. What is going on? Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe. Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma called Kaine. "That you, Kaine?" yelled Grandma. Yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. "Don't get too close or I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. How are you this bad at using an axe?" She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine, close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Good idea. Once she'd scuttled to a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, "Grandma, do you need help? I can get you water or lunch or a new axe or something." The axe poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The old woman considered her granddaughter's offer for a moment, then smiled. "Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job at chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can go get the water? Jade have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards." Relinquishing the axe, her grandmother picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult job of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no changing it. Kaine did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence in a good distance from the area. Out of sight, out of mind seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment for that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swing after swing of the axe produced only tiny cracks in the wood, and when she finally managed to conduct a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself in the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around over her head and threw it. log and all, across the yard. Damn! That's impressive. Damn it, ugh, crap. She suddenly understood the joy of her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill with a blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough, and my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her bucket with a small sigh, she took one look at the logs and coughed and wheezy laughed. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma? The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. I can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with her foot as she knelt by her grandmother. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress. But Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulder and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arm and patted Kaine away. Stop that, just stop, she cried, breathing heavily. It ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hands and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming due. The time when her grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the positions would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, are you sick? You're sick and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit, but I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across a dark and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heels, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade or worse, demon and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and Kaine finally found herself at the entrance of the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted those words to herself over and over as she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who had... Rotund? We'll go with rotund. Older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling anyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. Hey lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks took a bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me? They seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion, fear. You are both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The old woman pointed to a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembled crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary, but the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer on the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent there on some kind of family errand because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Oh my god, he sputtered. What are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on on tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for medication. Ha! Barked Demo. That old bitch finally keel over? Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew wide as they seemed ready to fall out of his head, but before he could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medication. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic but not altogether unpleasant. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely in a world so vast there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like that picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad as they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a little girl. She's been dead for a long time now. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are wonderful things, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly and then looked down at Kaine and smiled, handing her the medication, and reached into a sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an indecisive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. This is a small village, and word travels quickly. Between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe, but I also don't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town is just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hands. Your grandmother is an old friend of mine, he said to Kaine as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured a quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost imperceptible step, but it was a step nonetheless, and with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in her bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasping around her arm. "Back already, are you?" asked her grandmother with a yawn. "Come here, let me have a look at you." Grandmother sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe, finally satisfied, but nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild. She leaned back and allowed herself to relax. "Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble?" "It was kind of fun," said Kaine with a small smile. "No, seriously, it was." "Fun, eh?" asked her grandmother with a voice which implied she believed anything but. "Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know." As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. "A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone." "But Grandma, it'll make you live forever." "Horse shit," said her grandmother, throwing back the sheet from her bed. "Living forever would just piss me off. Now put those crayons away and help me with dinner." But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of her house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. As her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grip and let it slowly drift to the floor. "It's terrible. It doesn't look like you at all." "I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crayons would, make a drawing easy or something." The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that," she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reaching for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder, a lump of clay, or an incredibly misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture for a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. "Oh, Kaine," she said between laughter, "you truly are my blood. You're as clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from the heart, and I'll treasure it always." True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen. gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no more and asked her grandmother to take the artwork down. "Posh," said the old woman. "I'll take this down when they roll me in my shroud." She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. "Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on, so that someday you can feel that same happiness." It was a moment before that burned itself into Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride, love, and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in the world possible. Time moves on, people and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through a hall, but this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever, forever. You gotta go. Good day. Have a good day, Shinichi. Sorry I didn't see it until now. Alright, back to reading. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist with disgust. "Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug." The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. "It's no bug, you fool girl. It's a berry." "Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs?" "Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug," said Kaine. "And I think it's burnt or something because it smells terrible." With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing it as little as possible. "Oh yeah, it's terrible, all right." "Why, you little brat," laughed the old woman. "Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact." 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots with a breakfast of burned berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up, surprised. The old woman rarely asked for specifics anymore. "Well, I was gonna check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make some jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick up some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What the hell for? What is that? What in the hell for?" Kaine stared at her mother, then held out an arm and swept it across their home, constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble. The old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. "Grandma, a dying cat would chew through this house. I'm going to build a stone wall so we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "Goddamn girl. If a bunch of thieves want to ransack some old place, let 'em come. We've got nothing worth stealing anyway. I'm not worried about thieves. I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Well, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. We can worry about it some other." "Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma trees, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face. For a moment, she was a small child lost in a carnival. "Yes," she said after a bit. "Yes, of course, you're right. Sorry, Kaine. Lately, it seems my mind is..." She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to the nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're going to be a true woman soon," Grandma said as she placed the flowers on the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and built-in defensive walls and more talk about how beautiful you've become." Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look on her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman. "There ain't another like you in all the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day. Such a mouth on you. Where did that come from? Gee, I wonder." "I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly, she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ear, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. "Grandma," yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. "Grandma, stop! Stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hand out as if it was the first time she had ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. I'm sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kaine thought the look on her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she'd ever seen. "Listen," she began. "Maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't have you stay here to keep an eye on an old called girl like me. You go get your fruit and your wall and whatnot. I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandmother on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heel, and one final look, she saw a small bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. Gods, she looked so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandmother all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she would collect was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for her lack of focus, Kaine pushed the nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed on its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling back down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed on a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No, oh gods, no. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Kaine ran, then faster as she had ever moved, faster than she had ever moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and went sprawling into the rocky ground, but she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from her wounded hands and knees. As she got closer and closer, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. No, just fire. Can't be fire. Too much smoke. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingling with the thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on 3 twisted feet and achieved balance through the means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending small whirlwinds spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmery, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. "You bastard," she thought, as her scream echoed off the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me, let's go." The shade eyed Kaine with amused interest. Then it began, looking from her to the house and back again, as if urging her to look at the destruction it had so gleefully wrought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced towards the house. Through the smoke and flame, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. Grandma. At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine. "Alive." Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of the house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing her against the rocky earth. Stars danced in front of her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. "Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up now, get up!" As Kaine struggled to her feet, the shade stomped towards the house and pinned her grandmother to the ground with the tip of its claw. The old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach, but she might as well have been pushing a mountain. She coughed briefly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold on. Just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground with maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second that passed. The shade glanced between the two women and flicked out its tongue, a giant mouth turning up at the corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep inside its core. "Bastards laughing at us." With one, she had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion, but there could be no doubt Shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing Grandma to breathe once again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. "I'm gonna kill this bastard." Summoning all her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as the foot twisted backwards, but she forced it from her mind and began hobbling towards the monster. Pulling a small knife from the pouch of her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back," she screamed. "Give her back to me." It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air towards the young girl that was latching to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kaine." Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her ears cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hand reaching out for her through the smoke. Grandma, Kaine, you gotta run. You can't vest this one. Kaine grabbed the hands and held on with all her strength. Grandma, come on, we have to go. The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. Grandma, no. I said run, god damn it. You have to live. You have to get out, get through. The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the Shade's clawed foot descended, smashing through the remnants of the roof, down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from gaps in the creature's toes as the terrible putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandmother was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hands which had been in hers just a moment before. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling in her fingers. But then the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after another, faster and faster, until they became a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed, then a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliff and seemed to roll through the air forever. The shade eased forward. Black ichor poured from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arms and legs were bent in impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just moments before, took a slow, hesitant step backwards, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a mad woman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of her knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once more. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if great weight were rested on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? Think it is. Think I'm bleeding to death. No. Can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke and flames, all of it faded until all that remained was a single incantation repeated over and over again. Kill it, 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 kill it now. As the spark that was Kaine slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blend into one. The distance between hearts grew longer and longer. Heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today. My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Kaine's dreams encounter. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off towards the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shame beyond imagine. Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of arm resting a few feet away. Yeah, that's mine, she thought, with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Ha! Cried a sudden voice from the depths of her mind. Finally gonna die, are ya? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck your eyes and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins of it like a ghost. I want to draw you. That way you can live forever. No, stop. I don't want to live forever. Want to die right here. I see, said the apothecary. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else. It was a picture of her grandmother. Real as life, Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began to swarm across the image, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop. No, don't hurt that picture. Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off the picture and the ground to the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried, as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. Ha! Cha cha cha. I look like that? Oh God. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began to whisper in her ear. Ain't you got a wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish like a prayer or something. Why don't you get on your knees and start praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice with her mind. Don't make wishes, they don't come true for me. I don't make wishes, they don't come true for me. I am a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ears. Oh God, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shiny substance oozing from her legs. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet, and then began moving up towards the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what it's like? Or is my mind just losing itself? Just a second. She could feel the slime oozing upwards, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might happen, she was still alive, and this was real. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Uh, Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrated on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Okay. Put my finger down on the X for too long, and it just skipped through. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You're ready to give up, ready to die, so why don't you let me have it? Have what? Your body. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. I want to stand on the ground, feel the rain, taste the wind. The voice paused, as if licking its lip. Then it resumed. It was filled with mad, unabated joy. unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people. I want to tear their throats and bathe in their blood just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The words of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up past her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck with the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. "Feels good, don't it?" asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I know how to please ladies. Now give me that body. Come on, give me that body. And I'll give you some more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. The black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker, eventually taking the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her face, but she managed to brush it away. Stop, she whispered, marveling at how she had regained her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated as if considering this request, then quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Oh, what the hell, Sunshine, screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said I can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. Then she opened her eyes again. They burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother. I have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of the shades burned itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned, said the voice with a cheerful look on voice cheerfully. Look at that, Sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own now. Stop. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate is my favorite dish and I'm hungry. Let it go. Feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge, thirst for blood, then go out there and shut up and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, Sunshine, real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. But she could hear dark. But before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her right wrist and crushed it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl. You're possessed now, Sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again and sounded a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me. We got what you might call a timeshare agreement. Remember how folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of this, of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seemed smaller, somehow darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen, heard the voice. So, listen, heard the voice. I know the whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine. And now that power belongs to you, too. You got enemies, people you want to kill, I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squished your granny, I'll wrap him up in their own assholes. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine, you're Shade. Why would you help me kill another Shade? What, you think What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob? I don't give a good damn who you murder, Honey Pants. I just want a drink from the well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet. The power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away from the wind as she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her new left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me, we could have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the body part I'll even take care of the bloody part if you don't want. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Ha ha ha, screamed the voice. Look at you go! Oh, Sunshine, we're gonna have so much fun. So listen, my name's Tyrion, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this place of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shit and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyrion. Count on that. Ha! Laughed Tyrion. I've shit bigger than you. So good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body. But if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around for a few minutes. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began to poke and prod at the new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean the creature inside of her had already won. I'm not a shade. I am Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began to dig through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore a certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was a wreath of lunar tears. Looking at it through hell and back, though it had been through hell and back, the garland's petals were as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair and slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve to wear this anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. And this time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers in her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area arose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive. Stay alive.
Grandma.
Kaine, you gotta live. You gotta come back to us.
Oh, hey.
Yep, but it's finally over. Still going. But we got it. Ugh.
Emil, you were the one calling me, weren't you?
You still recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
Thank you, Kaine.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow, you grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
No, it's great. Thank you.
Kaine waking from her long petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go and ruin it all. Are you kidding me? You can't be serious!
Please, try to understand. People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it!
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But...
We'll see you later.
Sorry about this.
What is the matter?
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
I didn't get much sleep that night. For the first time in my life, I hated Devila. For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end. They said and did what they did for the sake of the village. To protect it from the horror of the Shades. Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola? In the end, I'm just as bad. Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine
I have
and
not
Emil's situation
checked
myself.
the book. I have not checked the book. I probably will someday, but not yet.
I should apologize to Kaine and Emil. But what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that...
Campfires? I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you,
This is new.
I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry for all of it.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right? Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is... different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together. Heck, it'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay, can we just forget I told you about that?
I believe it. NieR has the special ability of looking beautiful and being disturbing as shit sometimes.
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale.
Yay.
Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well. What might that be?
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
She got the Black Scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
The one that made him take 3 or 4 breaks was the red and black. The red and black. The red and black. I wouldn't know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about the book.
It's alright. I can barely remember her face anymore. This is the only thing I have left of her. Reading it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here. Take a look.
Say there. Can you not hear me? Why
Oh
are
my
you standing
God.
about like a slack-jawed ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Sleeping on one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Well, the story in the book talks the events that happened 1 year to 6 months before the start of the game. Huh. I am now Daddy NieR. That's cool. Proceed beyond this point, and you'll be unable to save until the battle is over. Do you want to go through the door? Yes! This is a world of recycled vessel, created to avoid destruction. Okay. It feels very weird playing with Daddy NieR as like this, because he feels so much more maneuverable now. Obtain medicinal herbs times 30. A black scroll, a lost destiny, a white book, a false truth. What in the world? This looks so weird. What's going on? Why does everything look weird? When Universe gets the black scroll after the young NieR struggles to keep the money coming and slowly drains their savings as NieR's pain worsens and comes to afford. I feel like you're gonna continue that. Soldiers of Soul calling forth white death. They add in filters or something? What's going on here? Dang. Obtain a one-handed sword, Fool's Embrace. Obtain reducing order times 3. The Dragon's Club, Death Reward. Turn 2 Power of Magic. Obtain medicinal herb times 3. Listen. A black sickness is a future journey to return the soul's vessels. Oops, wrong button. And he heads to seafront to run some errands. Daisies. Damn it. No! Give me some shit on this one, Bryce. How did I miss that? What? I walked off, okay. I am really bad at this. Kabuki outfit. Sometimes Devila compliments him about how he's tying his hair back now, and extends her hand to pat him on the head, only for young NieR to instinctively slap her hand back. It is brutal. Whew. Earned 1,000 experience points. Obtained times 3. Yep, let's keep going. The apocalypse divided the world in two. There's the day. Blade wielding tiger. Black and white, 13 packs. God damn. So you don't got nothing to say about this weird shit that's happening right now? This a maze? No, it seems to be going in circles though.
Seems we have been shut in.
health cell real quick. He's in the original. I've never done them in the originals, and no, they weren't originally in the originals. These were DLCs. So I'm wondering why it's here, because it was a DLC. One of those men has been drowned. What is this, fucking automata? What's going on here? Both games entirely content that allows you to play the other NieR, Young NieR and Gestalt, and fucking NieR Replicant. Yes, but those were DLCs, and I never did them because they were DLCs. You had to buy them. Like, you had to buy them and then download them. They weren't in the game, like at the start. You had to buy them and download them. Sky follows with the dragon. Roll to ends this day. This is new. Ow. That double shot. tell me that's it. Yeah. I mean, you get to see a little bit of it in the game, but they mostly just imply it in the game. Puppet priest. Okay. It's an on-rail shooter now. What the world is going on? You gonna head out now? Have fun? Alright. Have fun. Whew. Obtain samurai outfit. 4,000 experience. Recovery potion times 5. And 1,000 gold. It's gonna end up being the last one. Maybe. It's terribly sinister beyond the door. May be difficult to endure what awaits unless your soul is at least level 33. Do you want to open this door? Nah, we'll wait on that. Let's check out all the stuff we just got.
My word.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I've just awoken from a most unpleasant dream.
I know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I read it.
"36 hours, oh my gosh. Title screen, let's go. Kabuki. Samurai. Meal. And yeah, we'll apply changes, see what everything looks like. Ooh. Got Emil's face on this one now. Change loading screens. That's cool. Ooh, and I got a little Emil doing Emil stuff. I like that. Huh. See what Kaine and everyone else look like. Very interesting outfit, Kaine. Well, 100% of quests done. See what our other outfits look like. Wardrobe. Alright, samurai. And we'll keep the magic orbs is. Oh, lunar tier. Continue. It's a kinda. I like that. Kinda loading screen. Literally, it is. It's a samurai outfit. Okay, that's so cool. I actually like that. Samurai outfit, yeah. Okay. What horribly revealing outfit will Kaine still have? And yep, Kaine is still super revealing. Just like with shorter hair now. Okay, and then Emil. I like that outfit on Emil. I love it. Okay, Grimoire Vice, notes, nothing there. Okay, what other weapons did we just get? Food sequence. B standard. Robes and meal. Yes. I like having a little pod there. I've never seen her with Yorha type B, so I'd like to see that real quick. And I'll think we'll end the stream after that. The stream has mostly been reading, but it's mostly been story related stuff, so you know. I'm coming out to looking good. Okay. Wardrobe. Alrighty. And this this is where we're going to end it. Have a good night, everyone, and a good morning to everyone else who's waking up. Later, y'all.